Hello, everybody. I see we are kind of slow getting everybody in here. Hey, Michael, how you doing? I see the evil twin is here, and also Red Dawn. Oh, I better turn some stuff down here.
Holy cow.
Holy cow, I'm just all upset. I better turn some stuff down. Holy cow. There. Red Dawn, welcome, Philan Clan Wolf, says Mr. Guilford sent him in there. Welcome to the live stream. And then, as usual, the usual, Mr. Camp Patton and Mr. Grumpy.
Oh, I forgot to change my bar underneath me. So, yeah, I was going to change it back to, I forgot.
Your emergency orange color suits you quite well.
Hey, Blue Healer. We'll just sit here and visit for a few minutes as people pile in,
Hey, Blue Healer. Michael, how's it going?
and we'll get started on what we wanted to discuss with everybody. You guys can kind of think about it. Hey, Tibor, well, how we're going to put everything back together after all this distancing and sheltering goes on.
Hey,
Oh,
Red
look at
Life.
there. Red Life. Holy cow.
Hey, Red, long time no see.
No kidding. Good to see you, brother.
Hey, prep for it.
Hey,
How's everybody doing out there? Everybody doing okay?
yeah.
I brought the
Mhm.
fish for dinner. We're going to go have some fish witches.
Mm.
Alien wire and duct tape. That sounds like a good idea, Michael. It's always better with baling wire and duct tape.
And bubble gum.
A little bit of super glue on top of that.
Go ahead and slide this up just a little bit. There, center me back up. There we go.
Surviving in place. I like that idea.
Again, it should be physical distancing, not social distancing, because in this time of need, people are going to need somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
They'll be so
Social
tired of
distancing
talking to
might be able to talk
themselves.
to
Yeah.
nobody.
They'll be so tired of talking to themselves. Anybody will be good.
I only answer myself when I'm alone.
Mm. Sure.
Maybe to a different state. Yeah. We were talking about that a little bit before we got started tonight. We were
Yeah.
thinking that the companies might be enticed by some of all this money they're giving away to
Yeah.
hire the other people back first.
Guess what? I'm not getting a penny.
You're not getting a penny.
No, no. If you're on disability, SSI or SSDI, disability, or any other government form of assistance, and are not working, not currently paying taxes, you do not qualify under the current bill as it was voted on, which didn't pass. Um, so that's where it sits right now.
Oh, but I am paying taxes on my retirement stuff.
Um, if I
Every check
understand,
I get, I get
mind
I
you,
pay taxes.
the bill I read did
Yeah.
not pass.
Hey, old man.
Yeah.
And even under the bill I read, if you're not a working, as in working at a job paying taxes
Mm.
for a company that's paying taxes, you do not qualify. Now, children may still qualify. Charles may still qualify.
Well, I never worked for a
That's the bill
company
that
that paid
isn't passed.
taxes. The government doesn't pay taxes.
That's true. Yep.
That's why we're in such dang debt.
Hey, old man.
Michael says he's out too. Then
Okay. All right, wow, calling myself Blue Healer. Just be careful in your move.
the only thing I thought was
They're on the side of the
from
phone.
when they started talking about it, all of it, they just said it didn't matter who you were, everybody was going to get something. Now, now they've already twisted that story around so many different times that nobody's
Well, I
going to
went and
know
read the
who
bill,
gets what.
Yeah.
and then I went and read the Democrat bill, and we don't want the Democrat bill to pass because it's a lot of infringement upon our rights. There are things in there we do not want, like same-day voting for illegals. They can walk in with no proof of citizenship, register to vote, and vote. That's what the Democrats have tucked into their neat little bill, which looks real pretty until you read it. Then you realize how disgustingly appalling it is.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And there was a where was it here? From Gunslinger. I think I sent it out to all you guys.
You did. You have another?
Yeah, about that other bill that's been around since January. They're probably trying to tuck it in there too.
They got a lot of secret little things in there.
Well, that's how they pass 90% of the crap that they pass is they tuck it underneath page 2,691 of the bill that they want to pass, or they think the public wants to pass. They try to bury it inside. That's why I look at it, Michael. Retired, not expired, at least not yet.
Yeah.
Still breathing.
I look at it like that too, Michael.
No problems breathing yet. No fever.
I don't know. I had some trouble breathing when I got to the doctor today. So far to walk from the parking lot to the inside of the building.
Yeah.
Would your wife qualify where she takes care of you? Does she get paid for taking care of you? If she gets paid for taking care of you, probably.
Well, see, Gil's in a bit better boat. His wife works for the government, so.
Oh, no, she works for a property management company. She used to work for the government years and years and years ago.
But she still works, so.
Yes, she still works.
So he's going to get some, he's going to get a piece of the pie.
Yeah. Good evening, Mr. Sheriff Deputy. Standing outside his vehicle, looking my way.
Morning light, how are you? Hey, Jake. Everybody bow down to the Queen of the North.
I heard too much to bow. Sorry.
Evening, Lori.
Hi, Lori.
Oh, Lori's not blue?
Lori's blue.
Yeah, she's blue.
She's talking to Blue Healer.
Oh, hey, Blue Healer. Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
She gets your retirement check?
Bama Backwoodsman. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Bama, how you doing? Long time, my friend.
Hello, Al. I haven't chased cows in years.
I don't know. They got so many things tucked in that new bill. It's kind of scary. Instead of watching the darn news channels, I go right to where the Senate is, that C-SPAN or whatever. That way you hear everything.
No, you don't.
Lone Star Preps. Hey, how you doing, Lone Star?
Sheriff pulls up and the lady next door has to run out.
Is everything okay? Is there something I should be worried about?
No, get out of their face, leave them the heck alone. Don't bug them. They're busy. They don't need you in their face with you running all over God's green earth, not taking a dang bit of precaution.
And not wearing your social distancing garb.
No, she tried shoving her head right through his window.
Cooking supper. All right. What we having? Hey, look who came in the back door. We got a stream.
Hey, Rob. How you doing?
Evening, Rob. Good to see you. That was a pretty good video you put out the other day, my brother. I tell you guys, I've been watching videos because I've been kind of under the weather, but I don't always comment on them because I'm trying to catch up. I want everybody to get some watch time. I'll be starting to make some more comments, but I don't always make comments, but I always watch.
Lori Jean, you were toppling cattle.
I've got somebody coming up. I'll put everybody up and I'll bounce back and forth, try to watch them while I got like 4 or 5 of them running at the same time. So I'll try to give everybody watch hours, just because I can give you watch hours, but it's like I had to go out and I spent 3 hours a day on the tractor. That's 3 hours I could take away from watching and commenting on videos. So I just put them up and let it run while I was out there doing stuff. Hey, Vanessa Kitty. How's it going?
So what's everybody out there think about them varmints doing money heckling at the Senate?
Oh, it's going to be another 2 or 3 days before they come up with something. There'll be something buried so deep inside that when we finally see it and we go, ah, it'll be too late. And
Yeah.
almost guarantee it'll be some infringement of rights that the Republicans are going to finally say, oh, fine, whatever, just go ahead and take it away. Like they always do.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
pretty much what happens too.
I would love to see them pass something, and then the Supreme Court goes, nope, unconstitutional, it's void.
Yeah. Guess what, though? Supreme Court is not meeting right now.
That's why they're trying to get all those things through.
I got a word for you. They are meeting via the HSDN on a secure network from home.
I know what it is.
So they can
Did
they can still do stuff on that secure network.
That's how Rand Paul is able to attend the Senate meetings and all that stuff.
Yeah, Lone Star. I was watching the C-SPAN today, and they're trying to pass a law saying they don't even have to be there to vote because of the virus. They want to be what they call it proactive. They want to be proactive and change the laws so that for this pandemic and any future pandemics, that they can vote from outside the Senate.
No, they've always had that opportunity. That's what that network is originally designed for. The network is originally designed for part of the continuity of government. They created a very secure network, so no matter where they're at in the country, be it in a bunker, on a plane, they can meet in the extremely secure network that takes a lot of hacking to get into. And we're not talking 128, 258, or even 600-bit encryption. We're talking well over 1,000-bit encryption.
And it moves very slow. Yeah. And it's a pain in the butt sometimes to work with, even when you're on at a facility. It sometimes goes.
Yeah, because it's that encrypted.
Yeah.
And if they want to help people so bad, how come they got to do all the bullshit? You know, it was so highfalutin that it was imperative that we help the working class person, but now all of a sudden they want to bail out the big companies so they can buy back their own bonds that they.
That's what the Republicans threw a fitty about in the Democrat bill. That was the main issue that they're throwing a fit over. Not nothing else. Oh, we don't want any senators being able to buy back bonds and treasuries and stocks that they have sold. We don't want them to be able to do that. They're going to do it regardless. They got money put away for it. Excuse me.
The whole thing is, I think it's a good idea for them to make it so they can't use the money for buyback bonds or boosting their CEO stuff, you know, because that money is supposed to go to first responders for respirators and masks and stuff.
And part of the problem, I mean, the thing is, you know, there was an article out there listing about 15 senators and representatives that dumped stock about 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Massive amounts of stock.
Massive.
And one former Secretary of State, former New York Senator who did the same thing.
And they are poised to rebuy said same stocks the minute this thing bottoms out, starts to come back up.
Yeah.
So if they have that much money, why do they need to be bailed out? Is what I'm looking at. If they have that much money to jump in when it starts kicking off again, they shouldn't be bailed out in the first place.
I have a solution for our government. Here's how you benefit the people. Anybody over the age of 18 that has worked in their life gets a check for $1,000. All children up to the age of 18 get a check for $500. The exceptions are anybody currently working in the U.S. government, Senate, House, any of their aides, or the White House. Those people do not qualify. Any major corporation that is in the top 500 does not qualify for any bailouts unless they are a manufacturer of major medical equipment, masks, and so forth, personal protection gear that is needed during this crisis. Everybody else can go fly a kite.
Anyone that makes over $200,000 a year cut them off.
No.
Yeah, just
Probably so, because then they probably are amassed enough money in the retirement to be able to survive.
yeah.
Blue Healer's got a question there about Bill. Did anybody see Bill Gates' ID 2020?
Yeah, I seen it.
I don't
So,
think I've seen that. Does anybody want to discuss that?
I haven't seen it.
all right, prep for it. Smart ass.
Let me just take a look. See here,
But
just to see what
the people
happens.
this is going to hit are the people who live paycheck to paycheck or month to month. Those are on disability, who can't afford to go out and buy any personal medical equipment as a rule. They have a hard time buying the medicine they need every month. I quit buying my medicine, quit taking the medicine they kept prescribing for me, so I had a little extra every month to be able to put stuff away, like a little extra food each month. Because if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have had the extra food that I have. I would have been stuck paying for medicine. So I said, I'm not taking this crap, and I'm not putting those chemicals in my body. And of course, that doesn't help when you do this. So,
Yeah.
hey, at least I'm man enough to admit it. I'm man enough to admit it.
Vanessa says give it 2 weeks and we won't have enough in Congress for a quorum.
Okay. So in other words, you get a microchip identity thing when you get the to get the vaccination. You have to get this microchip.
Hey, guess what?
Is that the Bill Gates ID thing?
Yeah, that's the Bill Gates ID. It's microchipping everybody.
Guess what is in the Obamacare?
Keep me out of it. I don't want to be
Mandatory
microchipped.
It's mandatory in the Obamacare. It's way back near the end of it, and it's like only a page and a half's worth, but it is mandatory. It's part of Obamacare. And
Get
everybody
microchipped?
loves Obamacare. I remember reading it when it first came out, that paper first came out. And I remember the senator's exact comment: the American people are too stupid to read and understand it. Well, I ain't that dang stupid.
I thought they took that part out of it, the microchipping out of it.
They won't. They will come up with some excuse to say it'll help us track things so much faster and better because we can go psst, and it's all done. I will go.
That's what 5G is for.
Yeah, I will go to my grave with no chips in me.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably not in our lifetime, but it could be in our children's lifetime.
This would be the perfect excuse to make it mandatory. I could see that. I'm not saying it will, I'm not saying it won't, but I could see this being used as an impetus to cause them to do it.
Yeah.
I'd give you one, Lori, but I can't reach through the camera to give you one. So, oh wait, what kind of smoke do you want? Do you want one that gives you the munchies or the stuff I'm doing?
Hey man, I'm Bill Gates. I didn't inhale.
That wasn't Bill Gates that said that, though.
He said it too. He said it too.
Oh, did he? I didn't hear that one.
Dave's not here.
The thing is, so he said it. They have him saying it while he's inhaling. This room go back into like 81, 82.
I think when they started talking about those chips, actually, Bama, I think everybody that understood that they wanting to chip everybody said, if they chip me, I'm going off grid. I think I heard that go around.
I can't go off grid. I'm stuck in the middle of it. But I already asked my pastor, I said, hey, if this blows over, can I move back to Michigan somewhere? Will you help me find a place to stay?
Hey, chip goes in, chip comes out.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't have the cojones to do that myself. I'd have to have somebody else do it. Hey, hit me over the head with a 2x4 while you're at it so I don't feel a dang thing.
I miss getting the munchies too, Lone Star. Hey, Gray Man, what's up, my friend? You didn't recognize Gil? That's not Gil.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows.
C-Dub, hey, how you doing, sweetie? Good to see you. No chip for me either.
Who did I miss there? Georgia Rebel.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, let's go back here.
Blake Sweat, you missed.
One cast, one fish.
Gray Man Outdoors, you missed. Steve Dub
Yeah.
Journey, you missed.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, I missed.
Well, I'll tell you what, I would rather
More.
all of the companies that, like airline companies and, oh, shoot, there's more than that. The people with the cruise ships and all those people, they don't need to have no stinking tax break or whatever.
The CEOs, no. The workers, yes.
That there was
Not the company owners, working people.
the working people from, yeah,
Those that make
not
less.
even the pilots. The pilots don't need no stinking money either.
Some of them don't know. They make just as much as some CEOs. But then you've got pilots that barely make $35,000 a year.
Yeah.
What are they going to do in this time? They're not flying. They have zero income coming in. They got a family to feed. They need some help. I agree with that.
Hey, Blake's Sweat, C-Dub's Journey. Yeah,
He's catching up, you guys.
yeah, I'm catching. I'm slow. I spent 3 hours on a tractor out in the field, trying to level out. It goes over all the ruts that the disc left in it from last year.
Here's another good question. When it all starts calming down and there's no more sheltering in or anything like that, how long is it going to take those big companies to start doing their crazy stuff again, like not hiring people because they can hire new people now?
See, that's one of the things that was in the Republican bill that's not in the Democratic bill, even though they tried to say it was. The Democratic bill mentions it and then like a page and a half later backtracks on it. But that's another reason why it didn't pass either, is that companies cannot fire people for not working during this time because of mandated governmental restrictions upon working. They can't fire people. So technically, unless that person has an absolute poor work history with the company, they can't fire them until everybody gets back to work.
Yeah.
No, the Democratic bill did not it got voted on and turned down. So they have to come up with a new one.
Yeah.
At least that's what I heard like 5 hours ago. So I don't know what's happened in the last 5 hours.
No, but they're picking it apart. I've been going back and forth and watching a little bits and pieces of it.
You're right, Gray Man Outdoors. We're just getting started. We're just starting week 4. All right.
Yeah,
China is halfway through month 4.
Yeah.
Italy is in week 6, which is where we're going to be in week 6. And I didn't look at the numbers. I turned it off. It was getting depressing. But hold on, I'll look.
43,977 for the U.S.
Yeah, it was way up, and then it dropped back down, then it went back, started creeping back up again. They did the same to Italy.
Yeah, Jay, that's right. That is a true fact what you're saying about training new people and all that. Some of those bigger companies really don't care what it costs to retrain. I mean, I wouldn't even bring it up, but I know it happens because I used to be a supervisor for a big company, and that's what they would do is, even though the people were laid off or told they'd be brought back, they weren't. They were laid off for a reason, so they could bring in another person later on and pay them less money.
Yeah.
So it's going to be the same way when the Corona is over and said with. They'll use that as a learning curve or whatever they want to call it. They'll all have a different name for it, but they'll be looking for cheaper people to bring in. And it's like my girlfriend, she just, this was the year that they were supposed to up the minimum wage to $15 an hour, and in order, she didn't get the bump to $15 an hour because she was already there. So everybody else at her work got bumped up to $15 an hour. And because she's already been there so many years and has already hit that plateau, she doesn't get any more bumped up. So she kind of got screwed.
Hey, Gil, what I find depressing is the fact that we have one U.S. state that is
Hi,
higher than
Sue.
the country.
What was that?
We have one U.S. state that has more cases than an entire country.
Oh yeah.
For those
Well,
who don't
heck.
know what I'm talking about, New York State has more the entire population of France as far as cases. That's depressing.
Yeah.
And Gray Man, you're exactly right. Anything they do finally come up with, more than likely will not affect the general populace as a whole. It'll affect the rich, those who pretend to be needy, which, never mind, I'll shut up.
Yeah, I think that's true too. I think that the next bill is they're trying to get through is simply for the big and powerful, and that is so that they can ride out the storm and do their buyback thing that they did last time and did. They sold off their stocks just a few weeks ago to keep from losing so much money, and then when they get the bailout or whatever you really want to call it, then they will take that money and use that money to get their buybacks back, which in turn they already have buku money from selling the buybacks. I mean, it's just a big con job.
Hey, Tibor's commenting it as here's a new one. My bank, no one is allowed in the lobby. My bank couldn't do that because their external ATM system was down. Everybody had to come into the lobby to do transactions.
Well, I have no money, so I'm not worried about that.
That's like where I get my oxygen at. You can't go in to get the tanks. You go up and you put the empty tank at the door, and they reach out the door and grab it and give you a full one.
But see, the sad thing is, in all honesty, if you or they have it, guess what? You can still get it from the other person because you both touched the same object.
Yeah, they don't understand that
Hey,
either.
good news here, guys. The recovered rate in the last hour went from 178 to 297.
So that's good. No, please bear in mind that recovery date or recovery number takes minimum of 14 days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you want to understand what the true numbers are, and Dr. John Campbell actually put this in pretty good perspective, although his numbers are wrong because his math is wrong. And I thought about sending him an email to explain better how to actually get the proper numbers. But yes, I'm a math genius, folks. Um, the numbers that we see today, all right, let's just take an even number so it's easier to understand. Let's say we see 500 people infected today, but there's like 500 deaths. Okay. Well, you can't take that 500 today of either number. Well, the 500 deaths today you can take. Now wait 14 days and take the number of recovered on that 14th day and compare it to the number we see today as far as death. Then you can get an accurate representation. Yeah, we can run the numbers now, and I do see other people's points, and Gil and I are kind of guilty using the numbers in one day. Guilty. But to understand the true numbers, if we want to understand what, and Gil keeping his spreadsheet the way he has, might actually be able to go back and check.
Yeah, I can do it. I'm looking at it right now. So we took today's recovered numbers against the death numbers
14 days.
14 days ago, which would have been on the
23rd.
the 9th.
Yes.
So there were 27 deaths on the 9th. Today's recovery is 29.7. And that's a death rate of only 8.3.
Which is still pretty dang scary.
Yes, which is double what the flu is.
Exactly. So so I'm going to apologize for me, and I'm sure Gil will mimic this.
Yeah.
We apologize for using the wrong numbers all along. It was pointed out to me today, and again by Dr. John when I watched his, that we need to separate the numbers appropriately for the 14-day period.
I've mentioned that before. I just haven't gone through and done the work yet.
Right. So I apologize. Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
We're human. We make errors when we're trying to make sure we're getting proper facts out. But the numbers are still relevant, no matter what day you look at them.
Well, yeah. Well, put it this way: the numbers we've been giving out are more relevant than the ones they are, where they are taking the aren't using the recovered numbers to get the result. They're just doing it against the total cases and putting it down to a 1.3.
Right, which is what Dr. John's still doing.
Yeah,
Which, like I say, I'm going to send him an email and explain the proper math.
yeah. You have
I
to
agree,
take
man.
it.
I only have a minimum amount of money in my bank account too. Most of it I have it here at home in my safe as cash.
I'll have some money when Lori's money finally clears PayPal. PayPal's being a pain in the oosh.
Yeah.
She sent the money, it cleared her bank, and PayPal's still sitting out like we're not giving it to you yet. No, you can't send the product. No. Because her stuff's sitting over there on the table right there.
Well, some banks right here in my town, they're not even taking cash. You have to use your ATM.
Exactly, Al. I will check
Some
that
of the
with
stores are the same way too. They're not taking cash.
because Lori, I haven't checked since 4 o'clock today, my time. So
Anybody's businesses where you live only taking ATM cards and not cash?
yeah, my local Walmart has already stated, and it's just my local Walmart. They would prefer all people to use cards
Yeah.
to limit limit
They
transactions between them and the cashiers.
yeah.
I think it's acceptable.
They try to say that, and there was a lady at the one store. They were trying to say, "Well, we want cash only. We want credit card only or ATM." I said, "You can't do that. It's against the law." They looked at me. What do you mean? Right here on the bill, legal tender for all stuff. You have to accept it if someone presents it. Federal law, and they reluctantly took the money. I say, now if you want, you can hold it out there. You should be wearing gloves anyways. You can hold it out there and spray it down with alcohol. Hey, that's cool, but you have to accept it.
That is weird. They all gave it to you in small bills, great man. Yeah, I don't know. I guess they could tell you whatever they want. It's their business.
Yeah,
If it's their business, they can say, "Hey, I don't want your money. I'll take your ATM card, though."
yeah.
Lori, it did go through. I have sent it to transfer to my bank. It'll take another 3 days, and then I will attempt to walk to Myers if I can. Well, I can't go into details right now, so I will message you privately.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I just try to. I was trying to save myself a headache by taking my cash out of my bank. They're telling you it's okay, your money's insured, but what's it insured from?
Yeah.
Money be insured, but it ain't clean. Because if y'all remember back, wasn't even that many years ago, that the U.S. Treasury did a study on federal notes, bills, that 92% of all bills have some trace of cocaine on it. So your bills ain't clean, folks. You touch a bill, there's a chance that you get cocaine on you.
Oh yeah, I remember
Well,
that. I remember that.
yeah. Yeah, because cocaine's one of those chemicals like peanut butter and explosives. A little bit, it just get peanut butter and you touch, it travels from one thing, another. It just keeps on going and spreading out. Same thing with explosives, certain chemicals in the explosives, the nitrates and stuff. Same thing, just goes all over the place.
Evening Vega TV, good seeing you.
Hey, Vega TV.
Yeah, I don't know about the post office. Anybody heard about the post office?
Our post office is up and going.
Yeah,
Ours is working, but I would be.
Well, they've had issues. As far as hand sanitizer for the employees, they are hiring out a private company to make some for the post office. The post office has also got another company making gloves for the employees.
I would be worried about people coughing and sneezing on the mail.
That's why the employees, at least in my post office, are required to wear gloves.
Yeah.
And sanitizer in their vehicle at all times. And Lori G and I messaged you on Discord.
Hey, you might be able to do that, Jay. You might be able to just snort a $20 bill.
yeah.
I wouldn't advise it.
Yeah, to get anything off a $20 bill or $100 bill, yeah, you're gonna need chemical stuff to pull it off, and
You're gonna need a lot of them.
you're gonna spend more money on the chemicals than you would go out and buying some.
I have a solution. If you're desperate enough to do this, then I'm sorry, but hey, go out and find yourself somebody with hard water that's got calcium in the water. Then you take and soak like 5 $100 bills in it in, say, a cup of water. Then you let it soak for like 5 days. You pull the dollars out, just kind of let them air dry. Then you take it slowly, rolling boil that water out of that cup until all you're left is that white powder residue. There you go.
It might be one little kernel, right?
Even less than that. And most of that white stuff is going to be calcium.
I didn't tell them what the white powder would be.
Well, I got another way you can do it too. You just take those white bills and you rub them in
Tide Pods.
No, you get some confectioner sugar to try to get the stuff off. You scrape it all off and you sort that.
I can't imagine the pain.
Hey, it's not as painful as you know. Do you know what gives cocaine the white powdery look and everything of it? It's lime. The cocaine is not the powder. The cocaine is the gel that's been absorbed, or the oils that have been absorbed into the lime powder.
Yeah, because coca is normally brown. Actual true cocaine is actually brown in color.
Yeah, and so they use
people that are
turn that down a little bit.
Yeah.
I need. Hey,
they use the lime to extract the oils out of the paste and stuff, and that's how come a lot of people snort cocaine. They're up in their nose. It's all been eaten away between the two sides. That's why they hold the one side, because it's eaten through. They try to snort on the one side. It's just going to go up. Air's going to go on the other side. That's why they hold the one side and snort the other side. And yeah, because it's people have been snorting a while. Everything up in here is all eaten out inside.
She says some of the smaller post offices in Washington are being closed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Well, shoot. The one county in Washington. Let me get over here and bring this up here. I don't know if you want me to share anything or not. Well, but let me get over here. If you want me to start sharing stuff, I can put it up there.
You can share whatever you want. You know you can.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure on this stuff here whether you wanted to share it, but let me. The
one county shut me down.
No, the one King County, the main point in Washington, now has 1,170 cases according to Johns Hopkins, which is running behind. Not that far behind though, but they're running about 30 behind, so that's about pretty accurate.
Hey Lori, I was just about to ask, are you sure it's not your fault? I could have swore you said you punched him once.
Just restart your browser there, Al. That's what I did. It cleared it right up. I just closed that window and opened it again.
Yeah, I agree, man. I've predicted it since third week of January. Any country that shuts down 200 million people is a warning to the rest of the world. And guess what? Everybody dragged their feet about it. And now we're in the situation we're in. Yeah. If they would have listened to some idiots, seeing like me and Gil back in January, and they'd have shut the borders down and closed everything out then, U.S. wouldn't be anywhere near the predicament it's in. Nor would Italy, Spain, Germany, France, England, Australia. Should I keep going down the list?
Yeah. Well, if the U.S. had not listened to certain people at the CDC who said, no, we don't need to implement the tactical response plan yet, which was called for to be implemented back in the beginning of January, which would have shut down all air travel and sea travel from China, and is designated as there being only one quarantine location in the United States for these people, anybody returning. Instead, they put it out in 19 different locations to spread it all over the place.
And if you look at the map that they used to relocate him, it was prime spots to infect the entire country.
Hmm.
There was
Thank
no
you,
thought behind
CDC.
If you notice, the biggest parts of the country that are infected are the major cities
All right. So yeah,
along along
th-
the seaboard.
so this is our current numbers, but the this death rate is not accurate because it's comparing these numbers here, not this number to this number. So I'm sorry, I don't know. You know, these two. If you compare these two numbers here today and go back 2 weeks to this number here, it gives you a 8% death rate. But what the people, what certain people doing, they're comparing this number to this number to get a 1% death rate, and it ain't working because these numbers here have not been resolved yet.
So they count, but they don't count.
Yeah,
You
they
can't
count
use
as
them as a
cases, but they
final
don't.
tally of any kind.
Yeah, they count only as cases, not as results. And the reason why there's no date here, the time here, because I'm as it goes up every hours or half hour, I update these numbers here, and then in a couple hours I'll timestamp it. But here's what the other stuff has. Let me go ahead and pull this across. I mean, so like I said, Kings County has 1,111. But if I take this and go over here to New York, New York, New York, what a wonderful town. Go over to New York State here and just hit New York City, 12,305. New York City has more than most countries.
Yep.
Nassau, New York has 2,442.
Are they back to showing actual county numbers?
Yes, they went back today, which because the state numbers were getting so out of hand, people were complaining.
Oh, ho, ho.
Yeah. So, Winchester County, New York has 2,894, and those are the three big ones. Yeah, the three big ones there. You want ho
I'll pull it up. Go ahead and look at other states.
ho? But
Take forever and a year to catch up.
all right, here's the other one that's scary now. Let me go across the United States here. That's let me back out so I can get there quicker. Oh, there we go. Chicago's under 1,000 still. But let's go down here to LA.
I think that Florida is going to be the next hot spot.
No, because Florida's were kids and they have all went back home.
Oh, they dropped this down. They did some crunching the numbers here, and they dropped the LA down by about 300 from what it was this morning. Santa Clara County, yeah, they dropped that way down since this morning. So I'm not sure what's going on here with distribution numbers.
Keyboard says, hey, he hasn't heard anything about Chinatown down in San Francisco. They should be ate up, he said.
Chinatown, San Francisco County, which includes Chinatown and everything else, only has 131. Because what's happening is most of the people coming into San Francisco commute. 90% of the workers in San Francisco commute from the East
we have a
Bay.
stream going now, you guys. My brother from another mother. Hey, Hooples.
Yeah. So if we want to look at Florida chance here.
How you doing?
All right, Miami-Dade County, 278. Broward County, 263. Palm Beach, 89. And
I think down there by
Tampa, 75. Yeah.
Trump's
New Orleans has this is fun. This is funny. They have New Orleans having 567. Go back up. What was LA again? LA was 540. LA had way more than New Orleans this
Can't
morning.
keep a good guy down, Hooples.
So someone's playing games with the numbers on this one.
They have been for a while.
Yeah, but if I look at the one they don't play games with, actually, let me put it on here just so it's on the same tab. I mean, same one, just different tab. Okay, and let me increase the. It should take a second here for it to. I don't want to hear anything from them, the liars.
Exactly.
Okay, there it's coming in. So, and actually, let me pause it here on this one here. Yeah. So the United States is on here. So this is the United States climbing right here, going.
Case, cluster, boom.
Here's what they're doing. I'm going to do a quote from the from a movie to explain.
Put up Hoople's statement right there.
That's what I was just looking at. There you guys go. 1 case to 100K was 67 days. 100K to 200K was 11 days. 200K to 300K was 4 days. I guess they don't want 1 day to be 400K.
Right, and they will fudge the numbers to keep that from happening because they are afraid it will cause extreme mass panic. Yeah. Well, if they hadn't told everybody at the beginning, don't wear masks, it's okay, there's nothing to see here, just wash your hands, it's all good. Washing your hands is important, don't get me wrong. But yes, masks, PPE, face shields or goggles of some sort, and distancing from the very beginning when this came out in China. If we'd have followed what the Chinese people were doing for the most part, when it first started, the U.S. would not be in the situation it's in. Yeah. CDC and the WHO lied to everybody at the very beginning of this, said, there's nothing to see here. And now they're 180 degrees opposite of what they said before. Oh my gosh, this is really bad. Governments are doing what they need to do.
All right.
CDC is saying, oh, well, if you've got a mask, you probably should wear it.
Yeah.
You know, TV anchors sit 6 feet apart so we can get people to start distancing from each other.
And the young people, they won't take it seriously.
Yeah.
They think they're immune from it.
Tibor?
What the new numbers are showing the exact opposite.
Yeah,
exactly. 53% of the U.S. population under the age of 50 that is catching this.
Yeah. Tibor, the first one I was was the John Hopkins one. This one here is the John Hopkins site. This is the Roy Lab. Now, if you look at Roy Lab, you guys, I'm going to do a quote here for you to explain what the U.S. is going here. And they're going along here. It's, all right, Maverick, he's going vertical. We're going vertical too. We're going ballistic. That's exactly. I mean, look how much it's going up fast. We're climbing faster than Italy was. At this rate, we're going to pass Italy up here in a week.
Case, cluster, kaboom.
That's right, Hooples. You guys are going to overpass the U.S. of A.
Sadly, because their government isn't doing anything about it. They're following the original WHO guidelines. I mean, Hooples is
going to reopen America. He better not be reopening America.
Hooples is right at ground zero for Canada.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, for Canada has one thing going for it over the U.S.
They have more people spread out.
Lower population
density.
Yeah, they're spread out more. They don't have petri dishes called New York, Los Angeles.
Well, they have some major cities there, though.
Yeah. So that's where it's going right now, and yeah. And so
you have no food. That's because you're a vegan.
Hang on, let me. All right, let me put this back to live so we can catch up to where we're supposed to be at. See if anything changes here. Not much. Yeah.
And Hooples is correct. Toronto is bigger than Chicago.
Well, Chicago didn't have that much. Chicago had
yet.
But,
yeah, run by a Democrat governor and a Democrat senators,
Yeah.
and just like Chicago's gun problem, which they try not to tell anybody about, this is a problem there as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Cook County is at 920.
We have a dumb shit president that's telling everybody it's going to be over with in 3 or 4 weeks or 3 or 4 months.
He's
When
only
that's only
reiterating
going to be
what I
the first wave will be over in 3 or 4 months, and then it's going to really come in on us.
Okay. Canada is still doing Canada by territories.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Quebec has 600 and something. Ontario has 500. Manitoba has 20.
Hey, practical outdoors.
Saskatchewan has 66. Alberta has 300. And
I'm doing just great, practical. Thanks for asking.
yeah, British Columbia has 472. And the loser up there, which is the place you want to be, is Newfoundland, and they're at 24.
I agree, Hooples. A lot of cities, not just over there, but here as well, our numbers are being fuddled. Just like here in Ohoho, the county I live in went from 2 to 5 in less than 3 hours. And that's only because there's a certain number of test kits available. If somebody, say near me, has a kid, it's 23 miles south to Children's Hospital, which is where parents are directed to take their kids if they think their kids have it. I don't have a car, I can't get down there. So if something were to happen,
They don't have any way of
shelter in place and only call them if it gets worse. Well, that doesn't do anything for me if I'm trying to take care of him or the neighbors, because there's a draft underneath every apartment here that air can get through. And yes,
they don't have any transportation to get you guys there.
Yes, Tibor, I know.
All right.
As of tomorrow, we're not supposed to go anywhere unless it's absolutely positively necessary.
That's the way it is in. I heard tonight in Illinois, Hooples. Even if you test positive, you have to have an appointment to go get tested.
Well, you can't get tested positive to get that test to get tested positive unless you're sick. Sure. You have to be sick. You have
Yep.
to be admitted in the hospital with flu-like symptoms. Well, crap, this isn't the flu. The symptoms for this aren't the flu. You start off with a mild headache. Then you develop a fever.
You're welcome,
You
Tibor. That was a
develop
great
high
looking
cough.
saddle that you made.
So, I mean, if you don't exhibit those first 3 symptoms, they won't test you.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I was telling you before the stream started. If you guys, some of you guys know him and some of you guys don't, but Walker Outdoors, he has tested positive and is sick with the virus. So he's in Illinois, and they won't even let him come to the doctor because he has to have an appointment. It's crazy there, and they're on lockdown. So I could read you the text message he sent me, but I just can't believe he's sick with the virus, and they won't let him come in, and he's got underlying conditions.
Yeah. Now here's what really perturbs me. What's going on with people with their heads either in the sand or up their butts? All right. My wife, I found out from my wife today that she went down to her mom's down in Fremont, California, to help her do some stuff in the yard and get her garden ready and stuff, and do some tax stuff for her. After they've been in close contact for most of the day, have picked something up last week as I may have gotten contaminated from somebody last week. My wife was supposed to come up here to help out with my daughter's delivery, in 14 days.
And now she
can't.
She can't
So,
wait 14 days because she has to go off quarantine.
Yes. And my mother-in-law is still saying, well, it's nothing. It's less than the flu. I mean, there's like 10 times as many people dying than what the flu does. and it's can't convince her. Helen, hello, the flu's been going on since November. It started early this year. This just hit the U.S. 3.5 weeks ago. There's a big difference in time frame here.
Not to mention that the flu we have a vaccine for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The flu doesn't target just one major one major age group like this does.
Yeah, they're thinking that
all age groups are affected by this, as is the flu, but the mortality rate is higher in the elderly people with existing conditions than with the flu.
and this one scientist even said
Get all facts out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one scientist even said even if you get the coronavirus and you survive it, that you're only going to be immune from it for 1 year, and then you're right back in the mix of things.
Well, they're not 100% sure of that because it ain't been out a year yet. We don't know. And we don't know of anybody that has true immunity from it. So we can't even postulate that.
Yeah.
From now until the cows come home, which is tomorrow afternoon. And guess what? We still won't have an answer.
Yeah.
Obama said there's a vaccine for dogs.
There's also one for cats, but guess what? It's a different coronavirus.
Hey, practical outdoorsist.
The one for dogs and cats and birds and other livestock, because guess what? Coronavirus doesn't just exist in bats. It exists in multiple species.
Yeah, it's just that it's more prevalent in bats over in China.
What's morbides? Equals, I don't. That's a word I don't know. Without comorbidities.
Well, let me take that word, Control C, go up over here, open a new search tab, and
I think that was an autocorrect. I'm not sure.
yeah, it comes up looking something like comorbidities of anorexia. This is a
Mares.
the stimulus presence of two chronic diseases or conditions in a patient.
It's something to do with MERS. MERS.
Okay. Well, no, what he's saying is that it's true that 2060 that die and without having the and underlying the presence of two chronic diseases. So yeah. 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 Fortunately,
Yeah, that's right. Practical.
Yeah. Exactly. And who was it just put out a video on the difference between hoarding and hoarding versus prepping? Michael, Asymmetrical Preparedness put out a video yesterday on that.
Well, the government did say they are going to go after hoarders, but that does not include people who went out and bought all the TP, sadly.
Yeah.
It does include corporations who are sitting on warehouses full of stuff waiting for the bottom to drop out and so they can go out and make a mass fortune.
Yeah.
The government will go after them. So as people at this point in time, they're not looking for us.
Yeah,
I don't have a warehouse full of TP. I've got enough TP for me and Charles to last us 6 months.
Yeah, they're looking
for the people that go out now and are gathering up everything they can.
They're looking they're looking for specifically people like that husband and wife that went out and hit every Costco in Southern California back in the 1st of February, around the 1st of February, and they have a cargo container full of hand sanitizer or the disinfectant, all that stuff. And they get a cargo container full of it, and they're turning around and trying to sell it at 300% profit.
As I think it's FEMA that said that we're supposed to have 3 to 6 months worth of food and stuff together anyway. So
yeah, and that's it was something that was put out. Actually, it took quite a while for FEMA to get above the 72-hour stuff they were talking about at Katrina time, It took them about 5 years after that to up it to 3 weeks. And then, and then they took that back down, and it took them another 10 years after that to bump it back up. I went round and round with the idiots over there. Oh, but we don't want to panic people. No, but you want them to die. And so finally they started raising numbers up as for what people should have on hand. And they have now a schedule. At least they had a schedule out there. I'm not sure how long it stayed out there, saying, make sure you have a week. Then next month, make sure you have 2 weeks. And then 3, just start expanding it, so you're not trying to dump everything in all at once.
That's what I had to do.
That's what we practice, isn't it?
No, it's just like that guy in New York. They went out and bought 17,700 bottles of hand sanitizer, cleared out several stores, then tried to sell it on Amazon. Amazon said, no.
Yeah, I guess
because he's going to jail because he has way more than normal needs.
Yeah.
Even if this lasted 5 years, he's got way more than he would need. So it's people like him that they're actually going to go after. You and me, who have a year's worth of food in the house, they're not going to worry about us because we're not causing harm to the industries that are required to help us get through that, which would be PPE gear.
Yeah. But I really hope the government would just get a bill, strictly one thing, no add-ons, no pork crap, no hidden agenda crap on it, saying,
you like that, Hooples?
saying simply that if once this is over, companies cannot fire people that had to not report to work because of shelter-in-place orders and such until they have to hire everybody back before they can hire new people.
Hey, Gray Man, there was actually a news report that stated that preppers don't seem crazy anymore. I had to laugh. My pastor even made a comment similar to that. He said, yeah, you've been preparing for a while. I said, yep. I said, hey, guess what? Your wife's a prepper too. Last time I was up there, she was mentioning about...
Hey, Iron Fire Horse.
Hey, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. A long time.
She made mention of the fact that she'd seen one of my videos about a bug out bag. So I gave them a couple extra knives.
How have you been?
A couple short ones.
Yeah.
Robert, hey, good to see you.
Hey, Robert and Cindy.
Welcome in.
Hey, Robert and Cindy.
All right. Good to see all you guys.
I'd invite y'all into the hot tub, but we're supposed to keep our distance.
Yeah.
Hot tub keeps getting smaller and smaller.
Public distancing.
Yes, public. Physical distancing, not social.
Physical distancing, yeah.
That's cheaper than dirt. I hate that place too, Tibor. Just too much stuff there.
Excuse me. Because during this time, we all have each other, but there are people that we all live next to that don't have anybody or are taking the term too literal, being socially distant, and they're going to about to lose their mind in about another 2 weeks. So we need to be able to make sure we can reach out to these folks to make sure they keep a level head on their shoulders so they're not the ones out screaming, causing mass panic. We need to try and keep everybody's head as level as we can so we can get through this. No matter whether, if any one of us gets it or one of you guys gets it, we all need to stay communicating and be the shoulder for the other person.
Yep.
Because from the stuff that I've read from one of the Olympic athletes, perfect health, excellent physical stamina. He actually contracted it, and he said walking outside for 5 minutes, it takes him 20 hours to recover. It's that hard on the physical body. It's that hard on the lungs. So if anybody gets it, we're going to have to be there for support. Every one of us. We need to be a community in this.
Amen. By the way,
Okay.
while you said that, if you guys aren't keeping your space
Bama.
here in our little room here, take 4 steps back.
Hey, Bama,
Yeah.
that's just mean, man. I'm sorry, man. It's just mean. You at least got to let her have it be in the doggone garage where it's warm. I mean, come on. Hey,
Uh,
Mystic.
Mr. Mountain,
Uh,
hey, how you doing? Good to see you come on in.
hey, Mystic Mountain. Oh, for everybody that's coming in here, I forgot to change my name tag down here. It should have said be saying Camp Patton Family Compound.
Yeah,
I could fix him up, you know.
he's just taking name tags off all the way.
Yeah. So
Bama. Well, can she at least sleep in the car, or you got that reserved too, so you can get back and forth to the store? I mean, come on, Bama. Got to help the poor woman out.
you at least have a camper to
A
stick her
little
in.
bit.
Oh, yeah. No. Let's see. Okay, there's a new one that I didn't see till just now. David posted on Facebook that it's about the Ohio issue stay-at-home order, essential businesses only, and daycares are limited at 6 children per room, not 20.
And the problem is, there's a lot of daycares in our area that they've only got one major room. Oh, Will, you're making me dizzy here.
I know. It's not working right.
No, if you want to get rid of our names, what you do is go to the very bottom of which one is it? Brands. And at the very bottom of brands, you can turn off the names.
You can say hide names.
I see. Show display names.
Yep, that's the one.
Oh,
Now we're secretive people.
All right.
now I can become the shadow again.
Now he's the shadow.
I'll just be your local pain in the arse.
Oh, oh, this has got to be a fake mine. But someone, I'm looking over at Facebook on the side here. Breaking news: Russia unleashed more than 500 lions
Yeah,
into the
fake.
streets to ensure people stay indoors during the
Lori. Lori's the one that put that on Facebook. Shame
Yeah, I
on you,
know.
Keyboard
Hey,
Center daycare closed.
I got an idea. Why don't we do that in New York?
Washington, D.C. Then you and I can go in and straighten this crap out.
Yeah.
I got my protective. You got yours. Just come on over. You and me will run to DC. Once the lions are released, we'll go in. We'll set everything straight and tell them you screw up again, you go into prison.
Who do you think? You guys think that after we get it all straightened out and we ever get off of this virus thing, you think they'll ever raise the bar at FEMA for how much food
No.
you could have stored?
No.
No,
No.
they'd be
Too
afraid
many
that we'd take
politicians
over, huh?
involved. Too many people named politicians got their fingers in the pot. Until you get them fingers out of the pot, you ain't gonna get nothing fixed. It's been a problem with this country for the last 50 years.
It could be the reason
Politicians
with
get in
all this
government.
going on right now. It could be a good time to reset the rules on how long our senators are in office.
It ain't gonna happen. Because they're the ones that got to vote on it. They're not gonna vote themselves out of a job. They're not gonna vote themselves out of lifelong pensions, out of lifelong medical care, out of lifelong private security that we pay for. They're not gonna vote themselves out of that.
Each state has to vote for it.
But see, that is a change in congressional law. Therefore, the Congress and the House and Senate have to vote on it. They ain't going to vote on it.
Well, if each state, though, voted to change how long their senator or congressman stayed in office.
We could vote, but it still has to go in front of the Congress and the Senate and the House because that's congressional law. Setting a term limit on a congressional member is a congressional law that has to be mandated by House and Senate, and they will never agree to it. That's why it's never been changed. There are states that have tried to implement that law in the past, and those states suddenly lost a lot of funding and other things, and they changed their mind immediately.
Gotta have a big upturn like now to do something.
The only way we'd get that to change is if an entire new family of congressmen and senators were to suddenly have to take positions that were of the mindset that that needs to change. But with people like Pelosi, Schumer, Nadler, Shifty, I was going to use a different word, but I decided not to. It'll never change. They control,
McConnell.
right?
McConnell, he's a big one.
Mitch McConnell would vote for it. He brought it up a while back. So did Lindsey Graham. But the other people there won't do it. Schumer is another one. When McConnell and the other one I just said brought it up, Schumer made a public announcement in New York, his home territory, stating why that's a bad idea. And it got quashed real fast.
Oh, night, Hooples. Good seeing you, my friend. Thanks
right,
for
take it
coming
easy.
by.
See you later, Hopos.
Be careful out there yourself, my friend.
Later, Kitty.
Yeah, one of these days we'll get it all straightened out. Not in my lifetime, but eventually.
Oh, it will get straightened out. This little book right here tells us exactly how it gets straightened out. But that's just my belief.
What you got, Guilford?
Just checking some stuff here, seeing what idiocy things going around and non-idiocy things are going around on Facebook. There's a post here that all the Senate's blocked a coronavirus stimulus bill. Nobody's getting any checks. All Democrats voted no. I guess that was the Republican version that did not open up the borders for everybody and open up the voting for everybody as well.
Which is what the Democrats threw on the plate, and the Republicans said, heck no. Because Mr. Graham was very adamant about that in his speech today. That's right, old man.
Man says Dems demand quid pro quo. COVID quid pro quo.
Yeah. The one of the posts here, people are putting stay at home signs out on their lawn in Oregon.
I'd like to do that, but unfortunately my home is butted right up against two others. Damn. Somebody move my rear end and all my junk up to Michigan, please. That way I can go out back into a nice yard and do some target practice and make videos about that stuff. And yeah. I wouldn't care right now if I lived in a 12 by 60 mobile home with no insulation underneath it and it froze in the wintertime. I wouldn't care. It's better than where I'm living now.
It sounds like you live in a bad place.
Have you not listened to anything I've said in the last 2 years?
I just said that, didn't I?
The only saving grace right now is I have my son and my cat. That's about it. And my cat's looking at me like, what are you talking about me for?
Cat says, I can leave, Dad.
Yeah, no, she wouldn't. All I'd have to do is start opening a can of cat food. She'd coming right back to my legs. And then try crawling underneath him so I trip and fall. Darn cat. Want to see what, Lori? The cat make me fall down? And did you catch that I sent you a private message on Discord?
Anything here fun to put up here?
Mystic Mountain, that would be absolute fun right there. Even though my neck and shoulders would kill me afterwards, I'd still love to let loose on one.
Oh, that does sound fun. I'm telling you, Mystic.
You know, I'd even settle right now for putting a 12 gauge up against my shoulder and letting one off just to, smell the gunpowder in the morning. Although for the next 4 or 5 days, I'd pay like crazy for it.
Well, that's why you should use a 410.
Nah. If I'm going to put myself in pain, give me a Barrett.
Hey,
Farmal Fanatic.
it's Farmal Fanatic.
Kaboom!
How you doing, sir?
And Lori, what I said there, keep it there only.
Remember, you guys, if you guys are not distancing, stand back a couple of feet from each other.
No, old man, I do not give my cat the opportunity to trip out. She is destructive enough. My green screen, she thinks is a tree and tries climbing it.
Doing good, Farmal. Thanks for asking. Yeah, can you find that link that you sent me in the email, Gil?
The link for which one?
Gunslinger.
Okay, hang on a second here. All right, done. Let's go back here to my email.
All right,
here.
Rob. Thanks for coming by, my friend. You have a good evening, sir. Be safe out there.
Okay. You want me to put it in the chat?
Yeah.
All right. Shoot. Wait, Evil Twin has it. Let me get up here to Evil Twin.
Grab that link and put it in there.
Okay, so that's the link in the chat I just dropped in.
I want you guys check that out if you have a minute.
And that is back over here, share screen.
Has been shared with me, so if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff, then feel free to watch that video.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bring up what it's about. You guys will have to go look.
All right. And share. There we go. So here's that. Come on. My computer's getting too many YouTubes open here. There it is.
That is a rumor. I guess
If you want to share this or not, I got it up here. Well,
it's not a rumor. The actual bill is in place.
It's a bill trying to go through the Senate right now. Several bills, actually.
Yeah, but yeah, it's it was put out. This is the link is that military arms channel, and I go down to show more here. I also put the link to the to the actual bill, which is
you should be able to copy and paste that right out of that video as well.
Well, that's I'm trying to find it in the video down in the describe section. Actually, probably going to be easier just to do it this way here. If I take that and get to and do a search on it, search on the bill name.
You can open the link and then copy and paste.
Yeah, there it is. All right, so here's the link for the Congress for the bill. Control C. Back over here to.
My cat don't like water. I turn on the tub, she disappears underneath the couch. And my couch is too dang heavy.
There you guys go. That is the link to the bill trying to go through Congress.
All right, go ahead and show my shared screen.
Chop, chop.
Chop, chop, chop.
All right, so this is the bill. House of Representatives Bill 5717, and it goes through. But basically, you start looking at firearm licensing section,
Evening, Mrs. May.
background check reform, firearm possession, extreme risk protection orders, assault weapons and firearm silencers and mufflers ban. Firearms trafficking, dealer reformation for people that can sell it, industry reform. It is a bunch of crap.
Some of what they're trying to sneak through the.
All of it.
Hey,
All
Gil,
of it is crap.
never mind, I'll do it.
So you guys may want to go in there and check that out.
You don't even need to check. Yeah, you can check it out, but I would say more important, contact your Congress representative and tell them, hey, vote no on this. This is BS. It's an infraction
Take it
on
out
our
and vote
rights.
for the people bullshit.
Yeah, it's all against the Constitution. All right, sorry, I gotta calm down here.
Well, I wanted to get it up there for them.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's working on something, Billy Healer.
Right,
Yeah.
hold on. I'm gonna give you another link. Well, actually, I'm gonna post it so somebody else can post it for me. I'm gonna put it in private chat, Will, so you can post it to the group. Leon Noir's channel, and that's his video about the subject we just talked about.
I'm on. I'm not in. You
Yeah,
can just post it in there, Dave.
I posted it in private chat.
I'll put it in the
Okay.
other chat here.
Because I'm in the StreamYard thing.
Yeah, that's where private chat is.
Yeah. Okay, so there it is. I just put it in the.
If you want a full understanding of what's going on and about the bozo who's putting it on the papers, go check out Leon Noir. That's the video right there he did about it.
Right
Thank you, best Canadian mom. Hello.
Bangladeshi. Hello there.
All right.
Heck, right now I'd settle for something bigger than what I have.
Yeah. So, hey, Bangladeshi Canadian mom.
And I mean something bigger than this.
Bigger than a pellet gun?
That ain't a pellet gun. That's my crossbow.
Okay.
My AR.
As much as some other guns.
Are you talking about my AR-15?
No, I don't even want an AR-15. If I'm going to go that style, I want a 6.5 Creedmoor.
Yeah.
I want that
Air
Force
shoulder. I want to make sure that I can reach out 2 miles and not have to worry about it for 3 hours.
Yeah, I got one of them that has fires 2 calipers. Is 0.6 blah blah blah. It's 7. Reaches out there. I got the electronic scope on it. It reaches out there. Of course, it's at the bottom of the lake. But, you have to be a scuba diver to get it out.
It's sitting underneath that dang fish you got right there. It ain't doing you a bit of good.
Yep. Unless you're a scuba diver, you can't get to it.
I can hold my breath for a minute or 3. Hello, hello. AR-14 would be nice.
Hey, Lou, how you doing? A 14 would be nice, Lou. I wouldn't mind doing a 10 either.
Nope. 10 is a 308. For those who don't know.
All right. Now, what I want is the Air Force, the company Air Force, Texan.
You know what? I think that should be part of Trump's stimulus package. He should go in there, look at the House and Senate, and say, you know what? Every American needs an AR-15 in our house.
House protection.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know full well it would never pass, but I would laugh so hard I'd probably bust my skull on the floor laughing.
Well, you can get around that a little bit and say, since AR-15 has such a bad connotation with the wing nuts, go, oh, we're going to give everybody a Mini 14 ranch rifle.
Mm-hmm.
And before they realize what it is, later go, oh, no, it's not. It's a ranch rifle. Manufactured as a ranch rifle.
Good old 357 lever action saddle rifle. Everybody should have one. 357 saddle rifle. Well, it should do the job pretty decently for most everybody.
Well, here's what.
Not most bears. If you place a shot right, then you should stop almost any other violent predator that comes near your doorway.
Yeah, I want a Mini 14 too, Tibor.
I got one. Actually, I got one in a bullpup configuration. So it's short and it's neat and it ejects off to the side back here, not out in front where it catches my glare. It's out here where I can't see it.
How to keep a dead body cold? That's easy. Cut it in a minute. Little
How to keep a dead body cold? Put it out in the snowbank. Just throw it out in the snowbank. It'll stay cold.
It's melting. They're running out of snow. You have to follow Dexter's guidelines. Tell her to go watch Dexter. He shows quite plainly how to take care of that situation. Lori, she may just be doing it to confuse you on purpose. Like your daughters have a strange sense of humor.
Mm-hmm. Well, I like the remedy to that. That's in the book Forgotten Forbidden America. They take the wood chipper out by the pig pen and feed the pigs.
Mm-hmm. The only thing they won't eat is a skull.
There ain't no skull left. He goes to a wood chipper.
You read that one?
Of course.
All right. Yeah, that's funny.
We got a good bunch in here tonight.
Yeah. Actually, all right, guys. In the United States, at least, this is not considered a firearm. It's made by a company called Air Force. The gun is called the Texan, and it comes in numerous, caliber issues. The big one here, and the Air Force Texan, and this guy, he's running foot per second on it. It's upwards of 1,000 feet per second of a 357 out of an air rifle. He hunts deer with it, and fox.
They kick. They're not just a.
Yeah, it just doesn't have a big bang to it.
Although they're not quiet, they are kind of loud.
Yeah, you got to, but yeah, so long as you keep it under sonic, you keep it subsonic. Yeah.
I want sonic. I want supersonic. Dang it.
And let me see if I can find it here on this one here. This guy's gonna. This guy's gonna shoot it. Let me find it here. Through some ballistic gel. Let me find the ballistic gel. He's gonna fire the 357. All right, here we go. See if it brings it up here. Watch this. There's your 357 in ballistics gel from an air rifle. That's penetrating. I mean, that would go through me.
Oh, yeah.
And he was in this video here, he was saying you can get like 3 to 4 shots out of it. And that's using the shells he was showing there. He said if you're using just the regular round like a musket ball, you can get 5 or 6 shots out of it and still maintain the high speed. Here he goes again. We're shooting another shot here. This. I mean, I'm in love with this rifle, air rifle, because it's not a firearm.
Yeah, you got points there, Gray Man. I mean, most of those darn politicians have all those firearms themselves that they want to outlaw.
Yeah. So he's going to show where the
How is McBee?
there
I
it is.
haven't
There
seen
it is.
him in a coon's age, Gray Man. What's he
Look how
up
far
to?
that bullet went in there. Look at that. That's how far that slug went in there from an
Wow,
air
that's
rifle.
way in there.
That's way in there. Yeah. So
It's about 8 inches.
yeah,
It's a
and
16 block.
yeah, look at that. They went and drilled the slug out to give it a hollow point. Look at that. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's not a
Oh,
firearm. It's an air rifle. Still.
I have a secret to let go. If by chance I get fortunate enough to get a stimulus package check, I'm picking up a high-powered air rifle. But
Yeah.
don't tell anybody, because that's well within my legal rights where I live, and I have plenty of deer that run back and forth around my yard. So I will eat, guaranteed. I eaten.
You'll have to get a smoker too, so you can smoke a bunch and give it to your neighbors to keep them quiet.
No, actually, I've already made arrangements. I shoot
Yeah,
it.
me too. I hope he's doing great too. I haven't heard from him or seen him or anything.
So anyway,
Hey, gunslinger.
so anybody wants to check this out,
Evening gun.
wrong tab. There we go. There's the link for it.
Ah, it's us.
It's us. Yeah, there's the link for it. So there's the link for this video here, and the review of the Air Force the big bore air rifle that shoots a 57 slug. So,
And
yeah,
right now, those are readily available on all. Because if you buy parts for,
Nice seeing you,
you can
Practical.
buy it anywhere.
Come back again, my friend.
all right. What was that, Dave?
I don't know.
You were saying they're readily available where?
Oh, you can buy pistol cartridge parts virtually anywhere. It's
Yeah.
just hard to find whole cartridges.
Yeah. So yeah, so you can get the slugs cheap, and we can figure the cost per 57 Magnum cartridge against just the bullet. You can fire a whole bunch out of this thing, and
And they make a hand pump too, so you can continually pump them up. You don't need a powered pump. They
yeah,
make a hand pump. And it's tripled. I can't
stage.
remember. Yeah, it's got 3 stages. So as you push down, it increases it because the PSI required to shoot that is not even a few 100-pound. It's a few thousand PSI.
It's 30,000 what you fill that tank up for on it. You can get a bigger tank, fill like a scuba tank filled up at a scuba shop or whatever, and then you can fill this off a well, or you can get the hand pump and you just pump it up, and you put the kids to work.
Yep. I'm actually going to figure out a way to hook it up to a bicycle and just let my son do it. And just tell him, pedal, boy, pedal harder, faster. Work off some of that fat.
Okay. Wow. Let me go. I got to check some numbers here real quick here. I think we just went zingity dingy. Yes, we went zingity dingy. This number's probably wrong. It just jumped up here to 46 when it was at 43.
They were earlier. They were at 49 earlier, and then got smacked and went back down.
Okay. So I wasn't looking, so I'm going to put that up here as
Killdeer, how you doing? Good to see you come in. Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better.
7.
Good to see you drop in.
10. And the recovery rate just went up to 314. So,
Lori, I know you well enough to know that it's going to eat you alive inside because you're going to be sitting there, I don't want to know. I don't know. Dang it. I got to call him. What are you talking about? What's going to happen in about an hour and a half? She's going to make a call to her daughters. All right, what were you talking about? Tell me all the details. Even though I don't want to know, tell me anyway. And then she's going to want to drive down there and smack your girls in the back of the head. What do you think you're doing?
Okay, so since last night so that's so in the last 21 hours, it's gone up 11,117 in the last 21 hours. We expected that. Earlier showed you the chart. It's going to go up. Don't freak out. You see it going up, steeper and steeper here. It's going to keep going up. So don't freak out. You're informed.
Pushing it
You can
down.
make proper decisions. You're smart. You're preppers. You know what to do. Don't freak out.
You're not crazy anymore. You're okay.
Yep.
Yes.
Just stay inside and keep your distance. Let's push that curve down.
Yeah.
Oh, good grief. Now you sound like the damn CDC, Will.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
All right, folks, we need to send a medvac team over to Will's. His brain is gone. He's starting to sound like
I'm
the
starting to
CDC.
sound like those guys.
Medical people over immediately.
Quick, check to see if his oxygen's plugged in.
Yeah, no kidding. Everybody check it.
All right.
Oh, yeah, it is. See?
Okay. All right.
Phew.
Now, did your son hook it up to the nitrous oxide tank?
Yeah, he's not here, thank goodness.
Hey, a little laughing gas at this point in time isn't a bad thing.
Yeah. So,
But we do need to get out of here, you guys. I'm starting to weaken out.
all right. Yeah, it's been an
Okay.
hour and a half for Will. So, guys,
Hurts my bones.
yeah. So here's the Roy Labs. That was the Roy Labs stat there. Go check it out. I'm going to put the link in here one last time here for Roy Labs. Check it out yourself, folks. Come on, there we go. I think that went in right. Make sure.
Looks like something popped up there.
Yeah, it ends over the BW there. Yeah, okay, that's the right one. Okay, yeah, so that's the Roy Lab stats. It updates pretty much up until midnight. Then it kind of hangs back, goes up just a couple numbers until in the morning about 9 o'clock or so. Then it plays catch up again in the morning. The other countries will update during the night, but for the U.S., it updates about 9 o'clock in the morning with a good jump.
Then it back
All right, you guys. I want to thank everybody for coming by tonight.
Yep.
It was a pleasure visiting with each and every one of you and getting your opinions on everything that we talk about here at the round table.
Yep. And before everybody goes, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Mountain, we'll be back with Tactical Tuesday. We're going to be talking about water filters, portable and non-portable water filters. And we'll talk about costs versus weight and some other fun stuff about them. So help you make decisions on what sort of water filters you want to get.
Sounds good. And I'll see you guys Wednesday at 1. Maybe.
Poor Lordy.
I'll try to get back into the swing. Till then, you guys have a great night.
All right. Night, everyone.
Say good night, Dave.
I did.
Nighty night.